Access granted.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Calling It podcast. Not only are we welcoming you back, we're welcoming ourselves back. I'm Justntime. I'm here with
Colton
and Mark.
And today we're going to be talking about the San Diego Comic-Con Marvel reveals. And we're going to blast through this so you guys know what just happened, because a lot of people are confused about a lot of information that's going on the internet, and we're going to go and clear it all up for you. So, what should we start with? I think we should keep two things later, and we should start with maybe Secret Wars, possibly. Yeah, no, I'm just joking. Let's talk about Fantastic Four. So we know that the Fantastic Four has been casted for a while, and we know that they casted the main four and Galactus. And that's basically all we knew besides rumors. And we also saw some test footage that leaked that was pretty nice. We can't show you, but you can find it on the internet if you want. So I'm, as much as a Fantastic Four fan I am, I'm reading some comic books right now. I'm going to toss it to Marky. Go ahead.
So we had a wonderful, just juicy, beautiful moment at Comic-Con this year with all of the cast coming out, of course, them giving that test footage, which if you see Galactus, he looks perfect. They had just a quick little snippet where you're looking out of this building and Galactus swoops down and looks into the building, and you see us almost meet him eye to eye, and it was just gorgeous. Oh, I'm so glad that we're getting Galactus as he was intended by the comic writers, as a giant spaceman entity. Wonderful seeing that rather than a giant space cloud, which makes no sense, but we'll see.
So let's real quick. Let's for the people that don't know, the people that are playing are Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, is going to be Pedro Pascal. Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, is going to be Vanessa Kirby. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, is going to be Joseph Quinn. And Ben Grimm, the Thing, is going to be Ebon Moss. I'm not even going to try to do the rest of his name. Baccarat, I think.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
And then do you know what's his name? It's playing Galactus?
Ralph Ineson or Einson. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've seen The Green Knight or if you've played Diablo 4, you know who that is. His voice is very deep and very iconic. I think this guy is going to sound also amazing. News to me, but okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's what we have confirmed for casts so far. The movie also takes place in 1960s, but it's a different universe.
So now, it's like a futuristic 1960s.
It's kind of like Fallout, where it's like we never the technology got to a certain era and it advanced, but the style never really changed, sort of thing. So it's kind of like the future, but it's not. It's like the Jetsons. So that's how I
was going to say, like the Jetsons. Yeah, definitely. And so during the just to add on to finish what was showed, so they showed some awesome footage of Reed Richards interacting with a classroom. They also showed him interacting with Vanessa Kirby, Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby. They already have great chemistry. Just seeing them on stage and everything, you can tell that they actually hanging out with each other.
And the interviews too. The interviews are great.
And the interviews too. They have a lot of good chemistry. I think that they're they got something going on. It's pretty great. And also we got to see them in their space suits, which of course, if you know anything about Fantastic Four, they got to go to space to get their powers. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the other two Fantastic Fours series that they came out with, they got to go to space. And so then they also showed us the Fantastic Car, which it looks kind of like a space age Cadillac.
Did you see how they made it fly through the through the panel?
Yeah,
and it was really cool. But I was trying to see how they did that. I couldn't see strings and I couldn't see a thing carrying it from the top. So I was like,
My
what
calling
the
it
heck?
on that is that it was a blimp, that it was a helium blimp,
Oh,
and they
okay.
used little fans as like a drone kind of
Hey,
I was
remote
wondering
control,
because I
and it
was
was just a
like,
big
how
blimp.
are they, I know they didn't make a flying car and they didn't
Yeah,
fly it over cast members. So how the heck
yeah,
it makes sense now the way it moves. Okay, I see it now. Oh, that'd be really
yeah.
cool. Buy one.
I know. I goodness.
Um,
So really excited about the Fantastic Four movie. I know that it's just oh goodness. It's really exciting that well, as somebody who loved the 2005 with of course
yeah,
Jessica Alba with I forgot the man who played Reed Richards and then of course uh,
he's still my favorite
Chris
so far.
Evans
So
Chris Evans as Human Torch in those old ones. So exactly, he was my favorite until we see Pedro Pascal, and 100% that
yeah,
was the best Fantastic Four rendition we got. Of course,
his
they didn't
name
get the
is
villains right, but
his name's Ian Gruffbud. I don't know how to. He's Welsh. I didn't know his name was so
gotcha,
complicated this day.
gotcha. Well, that's
um,
definitely my favorite Fantastic Four rendition thus far as well. But
yeah.
yeah,
Uh, I'm excited. We also know that the robot. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Is going to be in there. What's his
oh, I know
name?
what
Herbie,
you're
The
talking about
Fantastic Four
too.
robot. It's
Herbie,
Kirby. Herbie.
Herbie,
I was like Kirby.
Herbie. Yeah,
Herbie.
Mm.
no,
Yes, you're
no,
right.
no.
Herbie. Yeah. Yeah. Herbie's gonna be in it. I'm trying to think. Oh, what I was gonna say earlier was that they show like in that test footage they show like the Baxter building and they show like a rocket ship. It's like very interesting like design and they're walking towards it. I wonder if they're just going to maybe do flashbacks to it because Kevin Feige did say that they're not doing the origin. They're just if they're when we start the movie, they're already the Fantastic Four. So I wonder if maybe like they talk about it later or they go back, but that's cool because that means we have like 30 minutes, 40 minutes that we're not going to spend time on the origin that we already know. They go to space, they get hit with some cosmic rays, they come back, they get some powers. So interesting. I have a feeling that there's going to be like maybe a montage of the Fantastic Four doing their fantastic thing, defeating like classic villains that um, don't really need to be mentioned or like have their own movies. So like with the first Fantastic Four comic, there's that green monster, you know what I'm talking about on the cover.
Yeah, like that
I
one.
bet you
Also,
like that will show up probably, and of them
yeah,
defeating it. Like they'll do a montage of being like, "This is how the Fantastic Four is, like, blah blah
yeah.
blah, like how they've been." Oh, I have a call in it.
Okay.
I have a call in it. Okay, so the test footage was in 4:3, right? Because it's 1960s. What if the movie like the whole time it's in the 1960s part, it's in 4:3, and then when they go to the multiverse or whatever, because we know that they're going to be changing or whatever, it opens up like in the Hunger Games did a long time ago for IMAX. What if it just goes
I mean,
like that?
I would imagine it's at the very end of the movie when they end up in the current time, but it would be cool to see like even the post-credit scene or
Well, the
like the
thing
final scene have it open up into that aspect ratio.
thing about Reed Richards though is that he's always playing with like the multiverse and multiple Earths and stuff. So it could start off with 4:3, maybe like the montage, and then it'll cut to maybe him playing with the multiverse and it'll show him like a different universe for some reason. He's just over there and then it just like opens up and then it just stays open maybe.
Hmm.
So because that footage of Galactus was, I know it's test footage, it's just like they just made it to make it. It's probably not even gonna be in the movie, but that was open. That was the only footage that wasn't in 4:3. So
Hmm. Also, I think that Mole Man might show up as a random villain,
yeah,
uh,
they even
besides the
teased it.
giant green monster. Yeah, so I think that he will show up, and I think that
Wait,
yeah,
wasn't
like you said, it'll be a bunch of little villains.
someone weird was just casted in Fantastic Four? Who was it? Oh, I'm trying to remember. It was like someone we were like, wait, what? Why are they? in the movie.
Probably to be Mo-Man or something,
Yeah.
or some unknown villain.
All right, you keep talking. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look for it.
All right, so that was
Paul Walter Hauser, the bigger guy.
I
So
Look up Paul Walter Hauser. You'll know what I'm talking about.
I am.
So that was the gist of the panel that they had. It was revealing that they were going to obviously be making this new movie, and
Yes.
the cast came out. They talked about it. So that was overall the panel. Now we're kind of off into theories and everything, of course. But Paul Walker Howard, uh,
Paul Walter Hauser is
Walter
probably
Hauser.
gonna be Mo-Man. Yeah,
Gotcha.
he's gonna be Mo-Man for sure. Because I mean, he's a great actor. I watched his Really Serious where he played a serial killer. He's really good, but he also, no offense, is a little. He looks like he play a goofy mole man. Also, he looks like a Jonah Hill type. So I can see it.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, shall we? Does anybody have any other thoughts about Fantastic Four?
I'm just really
I
excited.
will
man.
add one Fantastic Four thing. Let's add one Fantastic Four thing before we move on to another Fantastic Four thing. Colton and I went and we saw Deadpool and Wolverine,
Yes,
and it was fantastic.
indeed.
And all I'm gonna say is it's not for children. It's very adult. So if you're 18 and older, you should go see it if you're comfortable with that stuff. If you're a child, you should skip this. Stop listening to me. No, it was really good. It My expectations were through the roof, they were blown through the roof because I was like, I went in knowing it was going to be great, and it was like better than great. So I saw it twice.
Yeah, it was
Any
fantastic. Some might say.
Yeah. And yeah, that's all we'll say about that. Anyways, I think there's something else with the Fantastic Four that was kind of like announced. I don't think it was a big deal, right, Marky?
It was a big deal, actually. We
Okay.
finally got because we know that the biggest villain for Fantastic Four has been forever, will always be forever, Doctor Doom. And we had a huge announcement, several huge announcements surrounding Doctor Doom. First of all, we have the previous one that was going to be Kang's Dynasty. It was renamed to Doomsday. It's now Avengers Doomsday, and then it'll be followed up by Avengers Secret Wars. That is still going to be Secret Wars, but the new one, the first one, has been changed to Doomsday. And of course, Anthony Russo and his brother are coming out to direct, which is huge because they directed Infinity
Never
War
thought they'd come back.
Yeah.
and Endgame. So they were
And
like
Civil War.
out of the picture,
And Winter
Civil
Soldier.
War and Winter Soldier, which are like honestly
Those are
like
all the best Marvel movies.
All of the best Marvel movies are directed by them. So that's an awesome point to make. But then, of course, they were like, well, which you've already probably all know this, but they were like, well, we need a really great hero, a really great actor, the world's best actor to play Doctor Doom. And they had a bunch of people dressed up like Doctor Doom on the stage, and then one man moved forward.
Someone yelled, "Is that Jared Leto?"
And I was like, dude, shut up. You have no idea. I hope it was joking. I hope that person was joking.
I hope so too.
Oh my gosh, man, that would be terrible. So removed his mask. It was Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr., of course, played Iron Man, and now he is playing Doctor Doom.
But how?
My feelings are really mixed on this. I know that he's going to do a good job. However, I know that there's just a lot that's going to go into it, like a lot of unnecessary things, but like multiple characters, of course, having interactions and be like, "Wait a second, aren't you Iron Man?" And my feelings on that part are going to be like, we'll see. They'll have to do it really well so it's not cheesy. But overall, I think he's going to do a fantastic job. Overall, I think it was a great pick.
Fantastic job.
Fantastic pick.
I like Robert Downey Jr. I kind of understand they kind of had to scramble after the Kang stuff that went.
Yeah.
I do hope that he's not. I think this is what's going to happen too. I hope he's not our main Doctor Doom that we're going to get, because Robert Downey Jr. had 10, 20 years already. He's great, but it's time for someone else to take a big role that can really, like, It was going to be Jonathan Majors. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. So I hope it's like, oh, here's Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, but actually at the end of the Doomsday, boom, real Doctor Doom comes up and kills him. But I don't know, because they paid him a lot of money. So
That was our calling it.
well, we didn't say it on the pod, so now it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
so
okay.
Mark,
that's my
We'll give
so
you
two
that
cents.
one. We'll give you
all
that one.
three of us is calling it. All three of us is calling it is that our theory is that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doomsday, and he's going to kick the Doomsday. Sorry, Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
Crossover. He's going to be Doctor Doom.
Crossover with
He's
Superman.
going to kick the crap out of these heroes. There's probably going to be a scene where Spider-Man's fighting him, and Spider-Man's going to be like,
I actually don't think Spider-Man's going to be involved
blah.
at all. I think they're just going to put him to the side. I don't think we need him anyways. So
yeah. And then obviously there's going to be a whole emotional scene where he sees that Doctor Doom is, Tony Stark, but he's not Tony Stark, and it's going to be like weird and crazy and emotional. And I think because it is leading into Secret Wars, and something I'm also my thing real quick that I've always noticed that Marvel does is that a few years or before something comes out, they secretly start pushing media and content about certain characters to get them into people's brains and their minds. And then all of a sudden, like, they're in the movies. And I noticed this when I was a kid, and this was way back when like the Avengers cartoon was on like Disney XD. And I remember them putting like they put Ultron, and then they put like Thanos and stuff, and I was like, oh, interesting, blah blah blah. And obviously those two showed up. Then like the Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, the villain was Kang the Conqueror, and then he started showing up more, and all of a sudden Kang was going to be the big bad guy. Well, now it's Doom, and we knew Doom was coming, but we just thought it was going to be a little bit after Secret Wars or after Kang Dynasty, or like he would be introduced into that or something. But now obviously they're moving on fast. So Marvel Rivals is in beta right now, and it's going to be coming out. And the main thing about Marvel Rivals is that it's a Doctor Doom fighting a Doctor Doom, and they're causing an incursion. So that being said, we have Robert Downey Jr. as a Doctor Doom, kicking the crap out of the Avengers and these heroes in the first movie, only for the end possibly to open a incursion or something, and there's another Doctor Doom, and he's probably not going to be revealed on who he is, probably only until Secret Wars, because then that'd be huge. Like, who's that other Doctor Doom? Wait, what the heck? And maybe they fight, or he's still alive, or they kill each other, or something like that. And then we have this other Doctor Doom left over. So that's my calling, and that's my theory that I think is going to happen. And then in Secret Wars, obviously, we have the villains versus the heroes and blah, blah, blah.
And since you mentioned Marvel Rivals, I have actually been a part of the closed beta testing that. And I tried to get Justin on it. I don't know if he was able to play it all.
No, I got it downloaded, but I can't play it yet.
That's unfortunate. Well, I managed to get in, and then in doing so, you got like an extra code to give to somebody if you got to a certain level. I gave it to Justin. Unfortunately, he did not have the Xbox to play it. So
yeah, that they didn't give you a choice.
I know.
That was dumb.
So anyway, I've been playing Marvel Rivals on my Xbox, and fantastic game. It's if you know anything about Overwatch or Star Wars Hunters or any kind of arena battle games where characters are involved. This one is based in the Marvel universe, and it is fantastic. So shout out to that game. That game is coming out soon. If you didn't get any beta access, just know from the beta tester himself, his game is awesome, and it is absolutely mind-blowing how well integrated the characters are. The move sets, they all feel very much like themselves. Also, the fact that it's destructible environments is fantastic. So side note to that was also mentioned at Comic-Con. But yes, 100%, this game is going to be awesome. Can't wait for it.
Any last thoughts for you, Marky? Because I know you're going to have to take off here in a second.
Yes, really quickly, because we also talked about the other movie coming out there's two other movies, of course, that they mentioned. There's Thunderbolts, and there's also Captain America Brave New World. And so there were during the reveal, we knew that Red Hulk was going to be in on it, and we knew that he was going to show up. And they showed Harrison Ford show up as Red Hulk, and he looked amazing. Apparently, I didn't see the test footage for that, or the trailer. They apparently he was in front of the White House. And he looked awesome. And so for that one, we also saw from the casting that a certain character called Sentinel or Sentry, excuse me, Sentry is going to show up. I got X-Men on the brain right now. Yeah, Sentry is a very powerful superhero. He is much like a Superman-esque kind of character. He's very, very powerful.
He was teased, what, 15 years ago?
Yes, a long time ago. And he's finally been cast, and he is officially going to be in Captain America Brave New World. And the most amazing calling it came to me. So, for those of you who don't know, the backstory, the origin story of Sentry is that he originally was a part of the original Avengers team. He was originally a part of all the teams and very involved in everything. But due to some crazy circumstances, he had to get with Doctor Strange and Reed Richards so that he could erase his own memories and all of the impact that he had in the previous in the previous comics. And so it comes out later on that he was involved all the whole time. I'm calling it that Sentry is going to show up, and they're going to show that he was involved in Avengers 1. He was involved in Avengers Age of Ultron and Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, and that Doctor Strange had to erase it from history. And that is going to be how they introduce Sentry into the MCU. That he was always there, but nobody remembers because Doctor Strange had to erase him, much like in No Way Home, which we already know that they've erased Peter Parker from history. So it's not like they haven't done that already, setting that up. That is my calling.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be cool. I have one calling it for that movie, and it's that Hulk is absolutely showing up.
Oh yeah,
100%. They're just not saying anything because Red Hulk, and it's two characters from Hulk that are showing up. So I think he is going to show up. It'd be really cool. I'm hoping, this is just my own thing, I'm hoping that they do something where it's like, because I don't like the Hulk that we have right now. He was cool in Endgame, but he sucks. He's annoying now. Everybody wants the Incredible Hulk back. Yes. So
hopefully
do something
Worldbreaker Hulk.
Do something where something happens in his head where Banner and Hulk get separated again, and he can't like merge again, and make it so the Incredible Hulk is the Incredible Hulk again, because that's what I want. That's what I need. So he's absolutely going to show up. That'd be really cool.
I now we know because of what happened in the original Hulk movies, the ones without Mark Ruffalo, the ones with I forget his name, Edward Norton. Thank you. We know that Leader was mentioned in that end credit scene where Leader he was slowly becoming Endgame and slowly becoming Leader. So his head was swelling up. He was slowly turning into Leader. How incredible would it be that Leader shows up in this as a secret, like nonchalant? Now this is my calling it again. He shows up as a complete no brainer. Oh my goodness, we didn't see this coming at all character to blow everybody's minds, and he is the one that separates Hulk's consciousness from Bruce Banner's and separates it, because we know that Leader is very intelligent and he would be absolutely trying to destroy the Hulk. He does not like the Hulk. So how incredible would that be?
Justin made an oopsie. That's who he was talking about the whole time, was that guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I know he's supposed to be in this movie, I'm pretty sure. And he's the guy that played him, the Leader. That's who now I have no idea who you're talking about. I'm so confused right now. That's who I was talking about. Who you're talking about? Who? Sentinel or
Sentry? Sentry was the one that
Sentry's the he's the blonde guy.
Yeah, the blonde superhero guy. Yeah.
He's supposed to be in the next one?
Yeah, they said he was going to be in Brave New World.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew that the Leader. Okay. Wow, I made a huge oopsie. The Leader he was in the guy who played him in the first movie. He's going around in interviews, I'm pretty sure, saying that he's playing right now. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I can tell you who they cast as him as soon as I find it.
yeah, he's teasing he's coming back.
Eh.
So I think the leader is going to be in, which, okay, I want Marky's calling it to happen. I want him to take Bruce Banner and Hulk apart. That'd be awesome. While he's looking that up, Colton, I know, what's your thoughts on this?
Stephen Yoon has been cast as Marvel's most powerful and dangerous superhero.
Oh, that's right.
Sentry.
I forgot about that casting.
Mm-hmm.
That is right.
And I apologize. He is coming into the Thunderbolts movie, not Brave New World.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
that's what it was.
that is what it was. So that is
because
what.
they're trying to
So my
stop.
calling it gets moved back to Thunderbolts, not to Brave New World. I apologize for that.
Let's clear this up. All right, let's clear this up. Captain America: Brave New World. The leader is going to be in it.
The leader's going to be in that one.
The leader's
Sentry
be
has been cast for
Sentry,
Thunderbolts,
and he's going to be in it. And he's probably the villain they're trying to stop.
right?
The Thunderbolts, just like Suicide Squad, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. All right, we've cleared that up.
Sorry, there was a bunch of mix up there. Yeah, I mixed up the fact that he was not in Brave New World, but rather in Thunderbolts, and that threw me off. So,
and okay, Colton, what's your thoughts on all this?
I am a little hesitant. I want it to be good. Obviously, I want all of them to be good, but we all know it's gone through a lot of reshoots, a lot of weird things happening with the production of it. So I'm hoping it's not just like a mess. I hope we can't really because some movies, when there's reshoots, you can obviously tell when things are reshot. So I'm just hoping it's not a mess. I'm hoping it's at least coherent. It's fun. It establishes Sam as Captain America truly. Obviously, he had his own show, but not everyone is going to be tuning into those shows. So this is arguably his first real major outing as Captain America, since that show was kind of he's working to become Captain America. So I have cautious optimism, like I say all the time with a lot of things. I want it to be really good, but I'm setting my expectations kind of middle ground low because it has had a lot of weird stuff during production. But excited for Red Hulk, excited to see Sam Wilson, Captain America out there again. Sad they changed the suit. I'm tired of Marvel feeling like they have to change the suit every single time a character shows up in something, because the suit from the show was fantastic. But doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Like I go into most things nowadays, since I've been disappointed enough times. I want it to be good, but I'm being realistic about the fact that it might not be outstanding.
Yeah.
I will say also, if I don't know if anybody knows this, but the Captain America Sam Wilson suit looks a lot like the one that Captain America wore in Winter Soldier. It's just like that navy blue.
Too bad it'll never beat that
and
suit.
it kind of gave me those vibes.
Too bad it'll never beat that suit.
Oh yeah, no, 100% not. That's like the best one.
Yeah, but they're absolutely copying it for a reason.
Oh yeah,
because they're trying to get people
Sam
to
Wilson
be like,
is clearly
oh,
Sam Wilson. It seems like he's going to be going somewhat rogue at some point because there's this whole conspiracy in the government going on. So I think they know. I think they know that Winter Soldier is in a lot of people's minds the best Captain America movie, arguably top 5 MCU movie. I'm in that camp.
Yeah,
that is still one of my favorite MCU movies of all time. So I don't think they're going to try and copy it, but I definitely think they're trying to emulate it because they know people really
they're
like
trying
that
to,
one.
Well, I mean, they're just copying the suit because.
I mean, just elements. Obviously, it's not going to be Sam Wilson fighting Hydra within the government, but there's clearly things happening in the government. This is very much Captain America and the government infused, so it's similar.
It's going to be the same feeling because they want you to really like this movie. So they're like, okay, what's something we can kind of copy off of? Real quick, for people that are either going to be confused or don't know, Thaddeus Ross, who showed up in a bunch of MCU movies, if you don't remember, he was the general in the Incredible Hulk, and he's in Civil War. He's the one that kind of causes the Civil War because he wants people to sign the
Sokovia Accords.
Yes, so that they're registered as superheroes. He's been a pain in the butt, in the MCU. the actor sadly passed away
Rest in peace.
before he could be Red Hulk. So they casted the closest, grumpiest other old white man that they could, and that would be Harrison Ford.
Threw a
And
ton of money at him. They had to.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, you know that they're like, here, take $100 million for this.
Dude,
My goodness.
he's out here doing Red Hulk screams at the Comic-Con panel. He's got a they're paying
Yeah.
him like $1 billion on his own.
I saw
Yeah,
somewhere, and
100%.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I saw somewhere that he was friends with the other actor, and that's also another reason why he's taking this on, which would be really cool.
Anthony Mackie.
Well, I meant the original Ross actor.
I believe
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, Anthony Mackie too. He said that he called in a favor to him.
Yeah, and well, they just started a movie together. I forget what it was, or if it was a while ago. But anyways, so Harrison Ford is playing that. Who's going to be playing Red Hulk? They made a joke in the trailer. He's like, "Yeah, I shaved my mustache," ha ha ha, which is just them saying like, "Yeah, it's a different actor playing him," but you're just supposed to ignore it because obviously the other guy died. Marvel's weird with recastings because we've had other actors die and they don't recast them, and they have other actors leaving and they don't recast them. I don't get it.
Rhodey's one of the first ones.
Rhodey was the first, but they didn't recast Black Panther for whatever reason. And then, which I get because Chadwick Boseman was great, but I don't think anyone would complain if it was a great casting. And then then we're in the multiverse right now, so why don't they just, I don't know. Anyways, and same with Kang.
I mean, anything is open once Secret Wars hits. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Anything is
like they have multiple Kang, and like that Kang that looks like goodness, my mind just went blank on his name. The actor who's been recast for Kang, he died in Ant-Man, so they could just literally just be like, oh yeah, it's a different Kang.
Also, I forgot because we haven't heard about it, but I know when they were first starting to shoot the movie, there were rumors about Moon Knight being in this Captain America movie. And if that ends up being true, I'm very excited for that because I have wanted more Moon Knight since the finale of the show.
So I will say, I'm going to say two things. The conspiracy theory that we were talking about earlier for the government and Captain America is that they're finally going to acknowledge the eternal celestial that's in the ocean. And supposedly they're made out of adamantium now, so that's why the government's going for them, and it's very interesting. So we'll see how that plays out.
Oh goodness, I hate that. I honestly do not like that story plot. It's like that's what they did. Like they didn't do that with vibranium at all. They were just like, oh yeah, vibranium exists because look, Captain America has a shield made of vibranium. It was just like they didn't have to explain it like as some reason why it doesn't exist anywhere else. It's just like, oh yeah, it's a rare mineral because it only exists in Wakanda. It's like, adamantium's kind of rare. But yeah, I know they'll probably explain it interesting, but yeah, I'm like, come on.
And then
I think they were just scrambling for a way to use that celestial.
Yeah, I think that's
probably they're probably like, all right, we can't let this go to waste. How are we going to do this? It's important because
it's already
adamantium.
Like 4 movies and 5 TV shows. We need to use this eventually.
Well, several.
What did you just say before this, Colton? Before I start talking,
I was talking about
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Okay. I would be shocked if Moon Knight was in it, and during the reshoots they went, "This is too much. There's too much crap going on," and he's cut, or maybe he's an after credit scene or something. Because I'll be honest, with Red Hulk, Captain America, a new Falcon, the leader,
Sidewinder,
the Hulk may be showing up. Yeah, like all these, it might be too much.
That is what I fear. But,
Liv Tyler is Betsy Ross.
But it would be cool to see.
Yeah, there's a lot. Oh, dude. What if she comes back because the Hulk is split between Bruce Banner and everything, and they're like, "Oh, well, should we wait? Hold on, maybe I could stop." Oh my god. Okay, stop. We gotta stop. We're gonna move on. We're move on from Captain America. If you guys want to hear more about it, we'll go back to it before it comes out.
The sun getting real low, buddy.
It's getting in my eye right now. I don't know if you can see that.
I see that.
So, Secret Wars. I just want to say, my calling it, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, and we'll see though. My calling it, date it now, okay? After Secret Wars, the MCU is getting a very soft reboot because it's going to be an incursion that's going to happen. It's going to put the universes with the Fox characters and Fantastic Four and our universe and what else is out there. They're going to collide because of Doctor Doom or some other crap. And it's at the end, it's going to be just like Mario Galaxy, baby, where they wake up and it's like the whole universe has basically just been reborn, but like history's changed. So the X-Men have always been here. Yeah, like the mutants have always been here. Captain America is also here now again. So I know everyone's like, oh, Chris Evans will never join back, but I mean, just use your logical brain. He's gonna come back eventually. It's gonna be Secret Wars, and he'll maybe be a different Steve Rogers, but he'll be in the MCU again. I'm sure we'll get Iron Man. He'll be a different Iron Man. Spider-Man. We'll have Fantastic Four, and then Marvel will be able to do these great storylines like what we're probably going to hear in like less than a week, I think, from D3, the announcements of X-Men vs. Avengers and like all these other movies that they can finally do with all of their characters. So I calling it now MCU soft reboot, where it's going to be the Marvel that we grew up with as kids, where the main three, the big three for us was Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hulk. That's who it was before the MCU started. So let's talk about Secret Wars. Do you guys think that the villain, what villains do you guys think is going to show up in Secret Wars?
I think that it's going to be most of them.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be just a ton of the biggest, baddest super villains that we have faced. So I think that Willem Dafoe is coming back as Green Goblin.
Oh,
I think Thanos Thanos is definitely coming back
without the Infinity Gauntlet.
Without the Infinity Gauntlet, Doctor Doom is going to be in it. We know that. You're going to have. I think that just every single major Magneto will be in it. I think that every single major villain that everybody has loved and like really received well. Ultron,
Galactus
Loki
will be in it. Yeah,
Galactus. Everyone's going to come back, and it's just going to be like the biggest fight you've ever seen on screen. It's just going to be
shocked,
incredible,
if that still remains one movie, with how much.
Oh yeah. Like I think that they're going to be like Endgame, where they're like, not Endgame, but the Thanos one, where they're like, we're going to do one, and they're like, we're going to do three.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way they're going to be able to fit all that in one movie.
No way.
If they're smart, which hopefully they are right now, they don't announce a Secret Wars Part 2.
Yeah.
And they keep it a secret from when the ending happens, and then they announce it later, like, hey, Secret Wars Part 2 is happening.
I think
that would be so much cooler.
I think that would be I don't know if they would do it, unfortunately, because I think they ride a lot on like hype for things. But I do think it would be amazing. Not like the three of us wouldn't know, but like there is no after credit scene. The only after credit scene is like Part 2 coming 20 whatever.
Secret Wars Part 2, next year.
So they do err on the side of hype because, man, as much as it's controversial that Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom, you have to admit they really robbed us. The fact that, like, how incredible would it have been if they didn't tell us who Doctor Doom was?
Yeah.
And literally it could have been at the end of Fantastic Four, where it was something like, because it could possibly get out that he was cast, and like be at the end of Fantastic Four or something, and be like, boom, and it's like Doctor Doom, and he's like, who are these new four beings in my universe, or something like that, where, because we know that they're going to go to another universe, and then it's like he like takes his mask off and it's Robert Downey Jr. Like everybody loses their flipping minds.
I did forget to mention that one of the only concerns that I have with Robert Downey Jr. as Doom is with Iron Man. It makes more sense to me to have his mask off consistently in different scenes, but I do worry that they may veer the route where, because it's Robert Downey Jr., they feel the need to show his face. And I don't know a ton about Doctor Doom, but I know one of the things is he does not show his face. So
but he can't, because his face is deformed.
Yeah, that maybe that in like super optimistic, hopeful land, maybe that's why they've revealed the casting for who it is, so that you know the face already, and the plan is to keep his mask on for most of it. And again, if he's not the main Doctor Doom, it won't be so much of a big deal. But I just worry a lot of times with characters who are supposed to be masked. Just wrapping it up, just like, I mean, we saw it with Master Chief in the Halo series. I just worry that with a big name, big face actor like that, they might feel the need to show his face more than they need to. And I hope that they stay. And I mean, it's not like Marvel has never like always strayed from how characters are. So hopefully they don't. But that's one of my concerns
I think
with Robert Downey
the
Jr.
reason why he's getting paid so much more, it could be because they're like, hey, you can't show your face a lot, and maybe once in like a flashback, but like we're gonna have to hide your face. And he went, well, I can get money out of this, blah blah blah.
Which
so
is insane when you
hopefully-
think about how much money he's already made from it, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's hundreds of millions of
Yeah.
dollars. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right, Marky, you heading out?
I am heading out.
All right, so Colt and I are going to continue this discussion.
Yes.
Marky has to go deal with a incursion, so we'll see you in a bit.
I'm dealing with an incursion. All right. Flame on.
So anyways, yeah, so I think that I really do think that there's going to be another Doctor Doom. So like how Marky said, he can listen to this later. How Marky was saying that, how the big reveal of a Doctor Doom as somebody else who had been was stolen, but I don't think it is. I think it's stolen at a Comic-Con, but the reveal on screen with a bunch of fans as somebody else, I feel like is going to be bigger. And I think it's going to be better.
I hope so, certainly. I don't have anything against Robert Downey Jr. Obviously, I just think he's had his time as arguably one of the most iconic character from the MCU. I don't see the reason for him to have another whole era for him. So again, nothing personal, but I think it's okay for him to go and come back in Secret Wars later. So we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I meant to ask Marky a question. So I guess I'll just look it up. But my thought is I don't know if Doomsday, I mean, it is a comic series, right? But I don't think it's from the Ultimate Comics, so I don't know if they're going to follow that or if this is going to be the first Marvel original.
Yeah, I would
obviously it's
again, I think they were kind of scrambling after the Kang stuff happened. So I think it's just, people love this villain. We can do this, especially with Fantastic Four coming in. We need a new name for it. Doomsday works because it's Doctor Doom.
So calling it now, they did say that the Kang storyline will conclude in Doomsday. I think what they mean by that is they're going to show Doom standing in a room of massacred Kangs.
That would be cool.
I think they're not going to show the face of the Kangs. He'll be they'll be dead and laying on the ground, but just to show how powerful Doom is.
Yeah.
And they'll just show he massacred the Kangs of the multiverse because that's how powerful Doom is. Doom is not just a big Fantastic Four villain. He is the Marvel villain.
I do definitely hope Kang comes back in the future. I was excited for him. I don't see why they didn't just recast, but they clearly made the decision for a reason.
Yeah, we could get into that, and it could be controversial, but we're not going to, because I liked Jonathan Majors as Kang. I think everybody did, and he was doing a really good job. Fortunately, things happened. So I don't think Kang's going to come back after this. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I think he's done. I don't think they're going to touch it. Unfortunately, because Kang is one of the people that's in Secret Wars, obviously. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any closing thoughts about Secret Wars? And
I mean, it's literally all speculation right now. I'm interested to see if they've gotten anything with Miles done by then, or if that will be kind of where he really is shown. I don't know what their plans at all are for the next Spider-Man movies, obviously. No clue when they're supposed to be being made. You would hope before Secret Wars there's at least one more Spider-Man movie.
Well, it's going to be Sony that reveals it.
Yeah.
the Spider-Man movies. It's not going to be Marvel because that's what happens. Sony's going to announce because they want to take the credit because they're dumb.
Yeah.
I think that for what we heard about the next Spider-Man movie, it sounds really good. It sounds grounded, street level with Daredevil versus Kingpin. My problem is that we know that they're trying to push Miles right now, and I love Miles, but I think Sony and Marvel are seeing how well the Spider-Man games are doing, where you have Peter and Miles at the same time, and they're going, "Oh, why can't we just do that in the movies?" Problem is that people just want grounded Spider-Man movies before we get Miles. So, and once you introduce Miles, he's gonna start hogging the spotlight because that's what happens. That's what they're already trying to do in the Spider-Man 2 game. They're at the end. So hopefully Miles is after Secret Wars and after all this. Maybe they introduce a little kid or something.
The only thing,
and it's that's it. But I don't really want Miles to be in these movies with Peter when Peter's just now becoming Spider-Man. I don't.
The only thing I would argue in the game's defense is that in that universe, Peter Parker has been Spider-Man for quite a long time. So it makes a little more sense that he would make the decisions he makes at the end of the game. I don't know if it's long enough to say spoilers or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Tom Holland Spider-Man has not had that time. 3 movies, sure, but if we're being realistic, it was a 3-movie origin story. The end of No Way Home is the true Spider-Man that we all know. Broke, alone, doing things on his own. I mean, they had the police scanner. It was beautiful. So I would argue they could definitely introduce Miles in the next one, not as Spider-Man, but introduce the character of Miles Morales, not even in relation to Spider-Man. Just have some sort of cameo thing where he's there. He was already hinted at it was Homecoming, right? Where Donald Glover's playing. Yeah. So I think it'd be cool to have him, so you can be like, oh, nice. Obviously, that's something that they're going to work toward in the future. Maybe because I'm imagining they're going to do another trilogy for Spider-Man. That's what would make sense to me.
Don't let Miles get bit until the last movie. Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah,
because if he gets bit in this next one, then he's going to be Spider-Man in the second Spider-Man movie or whatever. Yeah. And it's just going to be too much. They're going to push it too far, I think.
The only other reason I could see that potentially happening is because Secret Wars is realistically, it is quite a ways away. But as far as movie production wise, especially with how long things are taking these days, movies aren't being made in a year and a half anymore. So I worry that they might feel like they need to have Miles already Spider-Man in that. It depends on the production, of course.
Well, Fantastic Four just started filming yesterday, and it comes out in a year. So
Superman, I think, just finished filming too. I'm excited for that.
Filming's actually going probably faster.
I mean, it might also be simpler to do that movie since they don't potentially have to do so many insane special effects since it's set in an older time. I think later in the movie, more of that, and obviously with the characters, there's going to be special effects for all 4 of them. But
here's my hope is that Spider-Man has his movie, and then Secret Wars happens. So we'll get Spider-Man movie maybe right before Secret Wars or something.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was the setup movie for it, to be honest.
Oh, yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Because in Secret Wars, in the comics, that's when Peter gets the black suit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm interested to see... I wouldn't say I'm excited for it, but I'm interested to see what happens in Venom: The Last Dance. They seem to be advertising that they're going to die, but I don't think they're going to die. I think they have more plans with that Venom, unless they plan on cutting it and giving it back to Marvel. But if we know Sony, they're not going to do that. So we will see. I am still not on board with this villain universe completely disconnected from Spider-Man, but Venom was arguably the only one that I kind of was like, this was all right. I mean, I still love the design. It would look 100 times better with the spider in the middle. I'm okay with Tom Hardy. I just hate his Eddie Brock voice. But we'll see after that movie. I'm going to go watch it begrudgingly just to see where it kind of ends up, because I love the Venom character, and it's sad to see how in limbo it kind of is at this point, especially in regards to Spider-Man. Like,
Yeah.
at least some of the other characters can feasibly make sense without Spider-Man. Not entirely because it's dumb, but like the fact that the one character that is so purely like, what's the word I'm looking for? Intertwined with
Yeah.
Spider-Man, it's just ridiculous. So I'm curious to see, because Secret Wars without the black suit, I don't know exactly how that'll go. Also, I think
I think that I really do think that Kevin Feige is just ignoring the symbiote being in our universe.
yeah,
Or if anything, it's like, oh, it got taken with Peter also to that Secret Wars area or something. Because I think that's what Kevin Feige's waiting to do, is that they're waiting to do the black suit in Secret Wars, and then his next movie after Secret Wars is going to be Black Suit Spider-Man, and hopefully the villain is Venom. And then maybe they introduce Miles Morales at the end, and they're like, "Wow, look,
yeah,
so much Spider-Man."
we'll see. Again, I mean,
I don't
I
think
think,
it's going to be Tom Hardy. I'll be honest. I don't think Tom Hardy's going to be playing
I
Venom for
mean,
the MCU.
I'm perfectly fine with a recast for Venom because I'm tired of
Yeah,
I have no problem with Tom Hardy. I love Tom Hardy as an actor, but the voice he chose for Eddie Brock, I don't care what anyone says, and this is obviously my opinion. It's horrible. I hate it. But I think also all of us want to see, like, not evil, but like angry Tom Holland Spider-Man, because that little taste we got in No Way Home was
yeah,
really fun, and we were like, ooh, this, like, we can see the potential here. But again, this is all way future stuff, unfortunately, so we can only speculate. But
yeah.
I'm definitely interested to see what happens at the end of Venom Last Dance. If they die, it would shock me if they killed them, just because I think Sony is holding on to like
Well,
the one mildly successful thing they've had.
the
Um,
rumor with that is that Sony's trying to push Null
okay,
in, and so the rumor is that it's going to be they're trying to do like a Venom verse sort of thing.
interesting.
So
Well, then what?
I'll be honest.
Well, then why kill Carnage? None of it makes any sense. um,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care for Sony's universe.
no, me
If you
neither.
know me, you know I don't care for Sony at all because they're stupid, and I'll say that to their face. So I know that Kevin Feige is gonna do good by Venom whenever it happens, because I know it's gonna happen. Um, I'm actually reading the Secret Wars comics right now. If you don't know, Marvel Unlimited is $3 for 3 months right now, and then after that it's $10. So if I were you, if you guys want to read comics, jump on it, because they have everything on there, and you can read everything before the movies come out. And that's what I'm doing. I'm reading Secret Wars. I'm reading everything about Doom and Fantastic Four. So I know what I'm talking about because I know most of it. I just want to be sure. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens at the end of Venom. Um, I don't know. I have a really bad feeling that it's gonna be like when they go to fight the big bad at the end of Venom. Venom's gonna be like, wait, I have a feeling we should change. Remember that Spider-Man guy we saw on TV? Oh yeah, and then he's gonna put the spider on, and everyone's gonna go, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, because we already know that, I'm blanking on the name of the planet the symbiotes come from, but it's involved because Venom says in the trailer, "It's my home. They're coming," and we know there's a ton of symbiotes that are going to come in. There's the confusing casting of the guy who plays Baron Mordo all of a sudden as this army guy. The guy who plays Lizard is in it. There's so many
uh,
weird things that are going on.
Clintar.
Yeah, okay. Clintar, that's right. There's so many
Mm-hmm.
confusing. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be an absolute mess. I'm not thinking it's going to be a good movie. I am purely interested to see what happens with the actual character of Venom by the end of the movie.
What I think is going to happen is, so the storyline of Venom Last Dance is that the guy who plays Baron Mordo obviously is playing a Sony character.
Yeah.
Everyone's confused about the after credit scene because it looks like he's in the MCU universe, which I don't think so. I think they're just going to show that that same character is also in the uh the Sony universe
You're
somehow,
talking about when
and
he
that
comes and he gets the little piece
he's
of,
at the bar.
yeah, the little piece
Yeah,
of.
it's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be part of the Sony universe. It's just he left a piece of it
Yeah.
also there or something. It's going to be a dumb explanation
Yeah.
because it's Sony. Um, and he's chasing down all the symbiotes because he hates symbiotes, and so that's why he's chasing down Venom. And there's like Venom monsters, all their
Yeah, they
symbiote
look so
monsters,
dumb.
and I'm wondering if that reason why he's hunting down symbiotes is because there's other symbiotes showing up, and it's not because of Venom, but they think it is, and that's where they're going to introduce like the Venom verse and Null. And I have a feeling that at the end it's going to be like, oh, this was a trilogy, but now we're moving on to the Venom universe trilogy, and that's where like, because it's been rumored that the original Venom for Spider-Man 3 is supposed to show up in some way, and maybe he'll show up in the hive mind scene or something with Topher Grace. Who knows what Sony's going to do? But that's my calling it, is that it's going to be like, oh, Venom's causing all these problems with Toxin because he made him and he made all these other symbiotes. But in reality, it wasn't Venom. It was the Venom versus merging or something, or leaking into the blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Somehow it was Spider-Man's fault, though.
Yeah. I think somehow Spider-Man has something to do with this.
Just watch. Calling it. I know Sony's bull crap that they pull. So
what's the Craven is the next Sony movie coming out, right?
Supposedly, it's been pushed back like 5 times, I think. So
yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Aaron Taylor Johnson, but no, I don't think anyone cares about this.
Crave. I think what's happening is I think Sony is seeing how much hate they're getting. Hopefully,
well, I mean, yeah, Madam Web. They thought more.
They're pushing it back.
They thought more. They're pushing it rough, and then Madam Web.
Yeah,
and that was even worse. So
I'm hoping that someone at Sony is like not releasing Craven on purpose because of how bad it might be, and that they're just keeping it on the down low until people forget, because no one's talking about it right now. So and there hasn't been any updates. So
yeah, I don't really care about the Sonyverse. It's just unfortunate that we kind of have to pay attention to it just in case there's something happening with Spider-Man there. But
it's supposed to come out December.
We'll see.
But there's no marketing for it right now.
Yeah, not since the last trailer, which was months ago.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
The only other thing that was announced I can think about that they talked about was Thunderbolts.
Yeah, did they play footage of Thunderbolts? I don't remember. I know.
I think they did, but that hasn't leaked yet.
Yeah.
So
I know the bit where David Harbour came out in costume and he was like, "Oh, you guys didn't dress up," blah blah blah. So that's
that was funny.
That's definitely going to be more comedic, which is fine. I think the comedic elements of Black Widow weren't terrible. So I think Florence Pugh and David Harbour will riff off each other really well. And I think
it's Marvel's Suicide Squad, if you don't know.
Yeah,
and
much.
It really is just Marvel copying Suicide Squad right now, and how good that went. I'm sure it's gonna be good.
I'm curious to see if the trailer, like the first launch trailer, has lots of bright colors and old music. We'll know for a fact that they're just copying Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
and yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be really fun to see Winter Soldier's like stoic, by the book kind of thing go against all of the other characters being the Suicide Squad, basically. Like he is the Rick Flag of the group. I think that could be fun. I think it'll be a fun movie. I don't know if it'll be super serious or have really big implications, but I think it'll be really fun. So that's what I'm looking forward to, just as like a casual watch. I think, who knows, it could be crazy important, but
yeah. Well, so my thing is that maybe they're doing this to introduce these villains because maybe some of these villains are going to be in Secret Wars.
I wouldn't be surprised. I forget, is Taskmaster, well, their version of Taskmaster supposed to be in that? I can't remember the lineup off the top of my head.
The lineup for the original Secret Wars.
Well, I'm talking about Thunderbolts.
Oh, the Thunderbolts.
Because I know the ones I can remember are Yelena, Red Guardian, and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, so it is.
Baron Zemo is supposed to be there too, right? Or am I misremembering?
He's supposed to be in it, but I don't think he's. The Thunderbolts group is.
At least for the movie. I don't know about comics. I just specifically am thinking of the movie right now. I just don't like that.
The movie does have the movie does have Taskmaster in it.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, so I know. I hope they get rid of the character and it's like the same suit, but it's a different person.
I just like it's
I
not
hope.
even not to be like get into this, but it's not even like the change of gender. It's just the actual like what's the word I'm looking for? Origin of
That's
the
what he
character.
says.
I don't
It
care.
definitely is.
I genuinely don't care that it's a woman. I just think it's dumb the origin of it that it's like a mute burn victim or whatever it was. I don't even remember because I can't remember anything about Black Widow. Except that the boss wouldn't get basically the girls wouldn't fight him because he stank because he got pheromones that made sure they wouldn't fight him or whatever. It was all dumb. I personally don't care that it's a woman. I just wish that it was actual Taskmaster and not this mute, desolate,
They put
tragic
they put
character.
this mute, desolate woman in a suit that looks like a guy and revealed it to be a woman. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
yeah,
Is that
100% during the movie it is a male stunt double. Like I can
yeah?
remember
So the
that
problem
specific.
is that you think Taskmaster is the Taskmaster the whole time, and you're like, wow, and then all of a sudden it's just like what Colton said, mute, like
Some
I
sort of
don't know,
traumatic
messed
accident.
up,
I don't remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
woman that like is like brainwashed.
Well,
It's
then, if
stupid.
I remember, it's
It's
also
not the cat. It's not the character of
yeah.
Taskmaster at
Because if
all.
I could be misremembering, so don't come after me if I'm misremembering. But it's not even the photographic memory, right? It's literally the suit that's memorizing
It's this
patterns.
the suit. Yeah,
Yeah,
Taskmaster for that they did is a like a title,
yeah.
like
So
if they
for
made Batman the title or
yeah.
something, like
So for
it's so
for
dumb.
those who don't know, Taskmaster, the comic book character, has an extremely photographic memory. So as soon as you fight him, he basically instantly learns your fighting style, and that's why he's so hard to beat. Because
Mm-hmm.
except for a character like Deadpool, for example, who is super erratic
Doesn't have
and
doesn't have a
yeah,
style of
he's
fighting.
erratic all over the place because he's insane. That's like one of the few characters that he can't read. But like even a Spider-Man, any of those big Captain America is known for his hand-to-hand fighting. Like makes Taskmaster really difficult because he instantly memorizes your moves, and that is like to his intelligence, his photographic memory makes him a fun character. In the movie, it's just the visor on my suit read your fight pattern, therefore I learned it, which is stupid. And it's literally not Taskmaster. It's just the name thrown on a character that has the same color grade in their suit. It's aggravating. I
The
hate
whole
it.
thing, its whole thing is butchered. And what I'm hoping, and that people of other people have said, I'm hoping that in the Thunderbolts, when they go to get like Taskmaster, there is a real Taskmaster
Yeah.
that the suit is based off of, and he takes it back from like
I
the
mean,
dumb thing that they
I
made.
also think it would be fun because do we need 3 characters from the Black Widow movie to be on Thunderbolts?
Yeah,
I'm cool with Yelena and
uh,
Red Guardian. I love Yelena
yeah.
for reasons that but
So
um,
real quick, the characters that are in it is Bucky Barnes,
yeah.
Winter Soldier, U.S. Agent
Oh
from the
yeah,
Winter
that's right.
Soldier and the
That's right.
Falcon, Yelena, who's Natasha Black Widow's sister,
In a balloon.
Ghost from Ant-Man 2,
Mm-hmm.
Taskmaster, hopefully it's a real one. Zemo, I guess, is in it, and supposedly Abomination is supposed to show up as well.
I didn't know that.
So,
I
yeah.
completely forgot about U.S. Agent. That could be really fun too between him and Winter
Mm-hmm.
Soldier. Ghost
Yeah.
could be cool. I think the character's cool. Definitely the most forgettable Ant-Man villain. But
Yeah. See, that's a character that I didn't care for the gender to be swapped because it's a very small villain and it was basically the same character. This Taskmaster crap was just stupid. It didn't make any sense at all. Because I mean, she's in a suit that looks like a man. Who wrote? I'm sorry. We'll stop. um. Anyways, so Thunderbolts looks pretty cool. I do want to go over real quick the Secret Wars characters
yeah,
real fast. Because
could be a
Secret
long
Wars is
list.
coming, and well, I'm gonna go over the original group. Um, so I was reading it last night. I could just pull up my comic. I'm just gonna do that. Uno momento, por favor. So in the comics, which is it's kind of nuts already. The characters for the superheroes is the Wasp, She-Hulk. It's Captain Marvel, but it looks like it's Monica Rambeau. It's not Carol Danvers. So they'll probably just do both. Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Professor X and his X-Men, which is Storm, Nightcrawler, Rogue, Cyclops, Wolverine, Colossus, and then he has a little pet dragon called Lockheed the Dragon. And then the Hulk is by himself. Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, but without the Invisible Woman. I don't know why yet, but I'm sure she'll be in the movie. For the villains, it is so. If you don't know, they're all teleported to like these space stations that are completely separated from each other. So there's a space station that's like with the heroes, and there's a space station that's across a space that has the villains. So they're not put together. And Mark, you could help me on this one. The villains for this one would be Enchantress, Ultron, Absorbing Man, the Wrecker, and his wrecking crew. Then it's Kang, the Conqueror, Galactus, the Lizard, Molecule Man, and Dr. Octopus and Dr. Doom.
Interesting.
So obviously they're not going to use a lot of those characters. I think it's going to be Ultron. Oh, dude, if Doc Ock comes back again, it'd be so good. So I hope it's Doc Ock. I don't know if they bring back the Lizard. Maybe they replace the Lizard with the Green Goblin, because that would be great. Obviously, I don't think they're going to do Molecule Man. I don't think they're going to do the Wrecker and his wrecking crew, because this is like
I would imagine they'll use the already established MCU villains, but we'll see.
Yeah. And obviously they get put on a world called Battle World. It's a whole thing. Rest in peace, comic historian. He just passed away, unfortunately, like a couple months ago. But if you want to learn about all this stuff in video form, it's kind of like an audiobook, but like better production, look up comic historian, and he has comic books, and I'm pretty sure he has Secret Wars. One thing that I do find interesting about this is that Ultron basically starts wanting to kill all the other villains almost immediately, and because they're humans, and they're like, oh my gosh, how do we stop him? And he goes to fight. Galactus is like ignoring almost all of the villains, which is really funny because he doesn't see them as villains. He kind of sees them as ants, so he's like ignoring them. And Ultron like flies up to go attack Galactus, and Galactus basically just like snaps his fingers and sucks all the energy out of Ultron almost immediately. So it'd be really funny if they did that, if they just kill Ultron almost immediately, but I hope they don't. I like Ultron. So
yeah, we'll see.
So I mean they're introducing Galactus now for Secret Wars, obviously. So I think Kevin Feige did come out and say that not every character from that you see is going to be in the Avengers movies, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So like,
that would be insane. It's a lot harder to do it in a live action production than comics.
Yeah. The way how I always say this, how do you outdo Endgame? And it's to bring back characters that are dead or gone. So like Black Widow, Captain America, and Iron Man, but they're like variants or whatever of the originals. And then all the villains, like Marky said, like Thanos and stuff like that. That's a way to do it and have them fight on Battle World. So yeah, we'll see. That's my call on it for that. Other than that, I don't think anything else was really talked about. If it was,
I'm trying to remember.
Look and let us know. I know they talked about Deadpool and Wolverine, and they showed that, but that's not really an announcement. They're just talking about it.
I'm going back in the chat to see if there's anything else.
Yeah.
Those are the big ones though, for sure.
Also, Marky, since you're listening to this right now, a couple days ago we were discussing how the Doctor Doom is Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing Victor Von Doom, and I said, well, there's a comic where Iron Man becomes the Doom, and he's like, no, it's Doom becomes Iron Man, and I was like, oh, he is right. I was right, actually. There is a comic book where Iron Man becomes Doom. He never takes the name, but he has the costume and he's the same character. He just stays Tony Stark, but he is Doom. So take that, Marquis.
Oh yeah, we did. When we were talking about Fantastic Four, it does have an official title. It is the Fantastic Four First Steps.
Yeah.
That's fun.
They don't need it. They don't need the first steps. I feel like it just should just be called Fantastic Four because that's what everybody else is going to call it. But it's cool, I guess.
Yeah, just
Giancarlo Esposito is
Sidewinder.
playing. Yeah, Sidewinder.
Also, Secret Wars will be coming out a year after Doomsday. So
yeah, so it's definitely like a
hopefully
part
it
two
stays
or
that way.
part two film.
Also, I forgot to mention good news. The person who is helping write both Doomsday and Secret Wars did write both Infinity War Endgame, Winter Soldier, some very good movies he helped on. So that's a good sign. But I think that's
Other than
pretty
that,
much it. Honestly,
yeah, that's all they really discussed.
Deadpool and Wolverine are at Avengers Campus now. That other Marvel news, which is it's insane to see them there. I can't believe we're actually here.
Oh, I don't know if this will be posted in time, but tomorrow they just announced it today. The Green Goblin's helmet and his pumpkin bombs will be going on pre-order.
So cool.
And I don't have money for it, but somehow it's gonna be pre-ordered.
It's gonna be.
I don't pre-order. I don't pre-order stuff like that. But
it's gonna
I've
be
been
calling
wanting
to
this
you.
forever.
It's literally gonna be calling to you like the movie.
I'm literally probably gonna do PayPal.
You're gonna wake
four for 4 pay.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow morning, and just the first thing you're gonna hear is Justin. Bye.
My wife is gonna wake up tomorrow morning, and she's gonna see our bank account is gonna be.
She's gonna wake up, and in your sleep, you're gonna be saying, "Bye."
I intend to. You see this display back here of Marvel things? I was gonna change it to the Star Wars. I might keep it because you see right here. Oh, Green Goblin's mask. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm probably getting it.
I think that's really it for the big news, though. Everything
right
else
now,
is. I think everything else.
That's all we got.
Yeah, D23. Obviously, we'll talk about that after because that's gonna have some huge news too. I'm sure. I think that's gonna be more further projects. Obviously,
that's where they're going to announce their timeline because we're now caught up to the timeline that they announced. So
that's where we're gonna get some big titles, some sequels. Hopefully for me, hopefully the Deadpool first like actual true MCU movie will be in there somewhere. But I don't know. I think they might take a little cooler on him and pop him into movies here and there before doing a movie, but we'll see.
I have a theory about it, but the movie's so new, we're not going to talk about it right now because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, definitely.
All I got to say is I'm going to say is that in these Avengers movies, we better find out why Thor is crying. That's all I'm saying. If you know, you know.
The cameo thing we talked about a long time ago before we knew he would be back in the MCU and everything. I still think that would be a fun thing too. I don't know if that's technically a spoiler, but we don't need to say it. So, but yeah,
I think
again excited for the future.
I think we'll get movie announcements. Maybe we'll get Spider-Man, depending on what's going on. Sony usually likes to say that stuff. I think
I'm curious.
We are going to get an X-Men.
That's what I was going to say.
Avengers.
I'm curious if we get an X-Men announcement. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, Kevin Feige just said that this is the beginning of the mutant era in Marvel.
And we did have it could mean nothing, but there was an Instagram account that was made that was named X-Men vs. Avengers. So who knows if they would make an account this early, but you never know. Maybe they're just getting the actual handle so that it's there.
Well, the announcement is going to be in a week or less than a week if they announce it. So
that's true. They could just put the title card up and leave it there on the page for a while.
That's what they'll do. That's what they'll do.
You're right. Yeah. I'm hoping. If I'm speculating, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just keep having thoughts. Characters I'd like to see some news about. I said it before, but I'd like to see something with Moon Knight. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I hope he
I
comes back.
love that character and think the show is really well done. I'd like to see potentially, I know it's already confirmed, but maybe something with White Vision because he's been gone for too long.
He's supposed to have. It's rumored he's
TV
supposed
show,
to
I
have
think.
the comic. So here's my thing. I don't think they're gonna do as many TV shows
Yeah.
as everyone thought. I think maybe like one or two.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can see them maybe doing a Vision TV show, but I'll be honest. Don't be shocked. Do not be shocked if we get like one TV show
Also,
from Marvel.
I will say, I think if they're gonna do big surprise out of nowhere drop, I think a Daredevil trailer would be really cool. A teaser.
Oh, for sure.
I hope, because that's
For sure,
one of
that's
the
we're
things
definitely
I'm
getting that.
most looking forward to. Then that'll be my calling it for D23 that we get a Daredevil trailer.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
like even just a teaser, because that I think is one of the most anticipated ones. Because if you've watched the Daredevil Netflix show, you know how amazing it is. And
Also not family friendly.
yes, definitely not.
Not at all.
Definitely not family friendly. I remember Justin and I watching that first episode, and we didn't know what to expect. And adult things happen in that, and we were like, "Oh my god, this is insane!"
Yeah.
So yes, definitely. If you're an adult, go for it. It's great. If you're a kid, just wait.
Yeah.
Same with pretty much all the Netflix shows, unfortunately. A lot of them deal with adult themes. So just hold on them. They'll still be there in the future. But that I'm looking forward to. I would also, as far as character announcements, don't know if it'll happen, but I'd like to see something with Punisher. I don't know if he'll get his own thing per se, but it would be fun. I like the Punisher. I like John Berthal's Punisher, so we'll see. But yeah, that'll be my calling it. Daredevil teaser, and then the characters I'm looking most forward to: Moon Knight, Punisher, and X-Men.
I'm gonna say maybe a calling it. If they're doing a timeline announcement, and I'm thinking about things that are happening right now, I can see a sequel to Thunderbolts, and that would have like Red Hulk and Daredevil or Deadpool. Oh, besides Thunderbolts, like I just said, Midnight Suns is rumored.
Oh
huge
yeah, I
rumors
forgot
right
about that.
now.
Yeah. That would
huge
be really
rumors
cool.
right now.
That could be
that's supposed to be a thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they bring the Scarlet Witch character back. And
Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Moon Knight is a huge thing.
I'm still unsure if we can really have redemption for the current Scarlet Witch, because she did a lot of really bad stuff. So maybe with all the variants thing happening, maybe it'll still be Elizabeth Olsen, but it'll be a different Wanda that hasn't done all those horrible things, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, so Ghost Rider is supposed to come back also.
Yeah.
And it's rumored that it's Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider. So I could see a Ghost Rider movie maybe. And that would have like Moon Knight in it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But like I said, if all these movies are after Secret Wars, it's gonna be a soft reboot.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the stuff that happened in the past isn't gonna really matter. Like a lot of it's not going to matter depending on what it is. So like with Scarlet Witch, it's probably going to be like Elizabeth Olsen, but she if you don't know, in the comics, she's the daughter of Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
So she would be the daughter of Magneto,
Yeah.
and Quicksilver would be back. I don't know if it'd be Aaron, what's his face?
I think it'd be
Aaron
fun.
Johnson.
I think it'd be fun to bring Evan Peters back as Quicksilver. I think he was really good.
Yeah.
And like with the whole multiverse variant things, like no one cares. Deadpool's still Ryan Reynolds. Obviously, it's a different character-wise, but like nobody's upset that Ryan Reynolds is still Deadpool, so no one's gonna be upset.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they brought him back, and he was Quicksilver, but he wasn't. At the same
he was
time.
Ralph Boner.
So, yeah, I know, but he played Quicksilver. So
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yep.
We'll be back with D23 stuff.
Definitely.
Also, I think
just quickly, other things that we want to put out soon. We have some Halloween Horror Nights stuff we want to talk about. Just so you have things to look forward to. Definitely Halloween Horror Nights stuff. I have a lot of thoughts about Halloween Horror Nights.
That'll be a Colton and I episode.
And
Marky is going on a very big trip coming up, so it's just gonna be me and Colton doing a few things coming up.
Yeah. Do we want to do Monsters Universe one still?
So this is what I was gonna say, guys. I know a lot of you guys listened to our first episode, and that was all about Epic Universe, and part 2 never got posted. If you guys still want that, I can post it. But because it's so far away, I figured, why not do Epic Universe? If you don't know, has been posting within a few months. They've been posting a bunch of information about their new lands. Today, they just talked about the last land, the Ministry of Magic, Harry Potter. And I haven't watched it. I'm waiting for my wife to get home so we can watch it.
Ooh, I didn't even know it was out. I'll have to watch that.
Oh yeah, I saw some stuff, and it's kind of Epic Universe is insane,
dude. I genuinely, I never thought I would say this, but I feel like they could truly. It's very obvious that's their goal. They are trying to go toe to toe with Disney. Like 1,000%.
I'm a Disney nerd,
right.
And Universal is kicking their butt right now. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Disney has put. I have a disgusting taste in my mouth right now for Disney, and we go to Disney all the time. I'm not even joking. We have thought about just getting Universal passes and canceling Disney, but it's crazy. So I think we're gonna do a series leading up of going over all this Epic Universe stuff. Yeah. Each episode will be about the land, and yeah. So we'll be talking about that.
One for each specific land. That would be fun.
Yeah, each podcast for specific lands, and then any new information after that, we'll talk about it. But yeah, so we're definitely going to start coming back and doing these things. We had I had personally a couple of big life events that happened in between now and the last episode. So, it's all done with. I can finally start concentrating on this stuff. So we're going to plan on it. We're going to get Colton a camera and a desk. And we're going to get him situated so you're not looking at his picture and listening to his audio. Because we had some technical difficulties, but we're going to get him all set up. So, yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, good to be back.
And, yeah, any last thoughts on anything?
I just, I'm in a place of real excitement for future stuff. Not even MCU stuff. I mean, there's so many things like, in my personal worlds, like the horror world, there's a lot of really fun things coming out soon. A lot of things in the future. I mean, we've got so many different things. I mean, potential Five Nights at Freddy's collab with Fortnite.
The year 2026.
Yeah, that's true too.
Is gonna be stacked.
Yeah.
If you don't know.
Yeah.
I'll just say this. Let me just go over some movies that are coming out. Okay. Here are all the movies that are supposed to be coming out. The Batman Part 2, Avengers Doomsday.
I'm so sorry. I'm so excited for Batman 2. Oh my gosh, dude.
Shrek 5, the Super Mario Brothers sequel. The Star Wars New Jedi is supposed to be coming out.
That's the Rey movie.
The Mandalorian
correct?
And Grogu. Yes.
Okay, that's what
Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yep.
There's supposed to be a Masters of the Universe movie. Freaking Toy Story 5. I know everybody's like, oh, should it ended. Shut up, let me have it. Because I need to collect more. A Hunger Games Sunrise of the Reaping, which, if you don't know, is about Haymitch, is his Hunger Games that he went through when he was young.
Is that
which is crazy.
Woody Harrelson?
The guy that drank a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So his book actually comes out next year, and then the movie comes out the very next year, which is crazy. Which is what they did with the last one, and the last one is so freaking good. The Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum, another Cat in a Hat movie, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2,
animated.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. All right.
Supposedly a Street Fighter.
When is the FNAF sequel coming out? Next year?
That's 2025. That might be 2025. Yeah, that might be 25. Yeah. There's a bunch of rumored ones. I'm not going to say because I don't want to get people too excited. But I mean, that's already insane. So 2026 is going to be crazy. Besides next year with Epic Universe opening and everything. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Marky's literally blowing up my phone right now about some kind of D23 trailer. So
I know
yeah.
they released, not Marvel, but they released a Squid Game teaser with the release date.
Oh, snap.
And then said that the final season will be 2025.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, things to look forward to in the future for sure.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun. So we'll end it right there, guys. Make sure you follow us, leave comments, follow us on our Instagram and Twitter.
Sorry, the Thunderbolts footage has been leaked.
Okay, go look at that. We'll talk about that in the next one. Yeah, so follow us on everything, leave comments, leave ratings.
What? Other news. What? Charlie Cox has confirmed he will be attending D23, so we're definitely going to attend. 100% getting it.
You called it.
Like, if that would be insane.
I think that's what Marky literally just sent me. So yeah, let us know. Give us good ratings, and let us know if you guys like it. Make sure you watch on YouTube. I forgot to see that. Watch on YouTube for our faces. All right.
Bye.
Bye.